This case came to our attention in the first place in August 2015 when we received a complaint from a company based in Daventry of one of their employees stealing a vast amount of money from them. Mr. Jellis was an accountant working for the firm. He'd been working with them since 2004 and he had been writing out cheques to himself, for instance, and then writing something different on the cheque stubs. So that would hide what he was actually doing. He was also making bank transfers into his own personal account. He was paying for his credit cards on using company funds. And in total, he stole over £2.4 million between 2004 and 2015. Mr. Jellis had purchased things like antiques, artworks, but what was his downfall, I suppose, once we knew about the thefts, was once we got into his house, we were able to collect and seize quite a number of invoices, which led me on to tracking down other investments and other property that he'd purchased. He used £75,000 of stolen money to fund the deposit on his first house. He then went on to purchase items of, probably artworks was his favourite, and first edition books. Some of the artworks, there was one in particular, which is an artist drawing of Winnie the Pooh. We found the invoice for that, and he'd actually paid £15,000.
Well, this is a truly eclectic collection, spanning from Chinese bronze temple dogs right the way through to animated cells of The Simpsons, produced in the 21st century. So what we've got in front of us is a complete range of books, ceramics, glass, metalware, and artworks of various mediums. Items that are of particular immediate standout importance to me include items from the late Victorian era. So we have a very handsome, if not grotesque, Martin Brothers stoneware Wally bird or tobacco jar. Commercially that stands value of at least £10,000, if not 15,000 or more. It really is an interesting collection in that regard, and I think it's an interesting sort of insight into the mind of the collector and the person who amassed these items as to where their interest lied.
Back in 2017, he was actually found guilty and sentenced to 5 years and 8 months in prison. Northants police have the ability to use Leicestershire police, in actual fact, their eBay/POCA unit, to sell property that we recover, criminal property, and then take it to an auction house. This was a bit unusual in so much as these items were artworks which we've never kind of really dealt with before, but they have the expertise and they went to a local auction house in order to do that for us.